Welcome to our V Cert Level 1-2 Technical Award Bite-Size Introduction for the subject area of Health and Social Care. This webinar will guide you through the structure of the qualification, the examined and non-exam assessments, and will provide an overview of the quality assurance process. There will also be a summary of the teaching and learning materials and other resources that we have available to support you and your delivery. Lastly, it will provide details of the provider development team if further support is required or if you have any other questions. Firstly, then, there will be an overview of the qualification. So this is the qualification structure for health and social care. The guided learning hours are 137, and this includes 120 hours for delivery, 13 hours for the NEA, plus 2 hours preparation and research time, as well as 1 hour 30 minutes for the external assessment or EA. The total qualification time is 151 hours, and this includes homework that you might set and/or independent learning. The NEA has a 50% weighting and the EA has a 50% weighting. The content assessed in both the EA and the NEA will be sampled from across the full breadth of the qualification. The overall qualification grades are a level 1 pass up to a distinction, and for level 2, a level 2 pass up to a distinction star. This slide shows a typical 2-year delivery model. Now, this is only a suggestion and it is there to help illustrate the new structure so that you can visualize how it's going to work for you. It essentially follows a very similar structure to that of a GCSE in that the first year is for delivery, where there are no summative assessments, and the second year is the assessment year. It has been designed this way to allow the first year of delivery to be focused entirely on teaching the qualification. This really allows you to focus on ensuring the learners are building up knowledge and skills and gives you as much time as possible to teach the qualification content so that your learners are ready for their assessments. All technical awards now have a terminal assessment rule, and this has been stipulated by Ofqual and the Department for Education. This means that the external assessment must be taken at the end of the qualification after the non-exam assessment, i.e. the synoptic project, has been completed. We will be releasing the NEA briefs on the 1st of September each year, and it can also be administered from September 2 if all the content has been taught. We do think that all content may have been comfortably delivered by December, ready to start the NEA in January, but we know that some schools may get through everything sooner. The final marks will need to be submitted to the portal by the 30th of April each year, in which learner evidence will then be moderated. It can be delivered over 3 years, as some centres might want to start delivering it in year 9, although we do recommend a 2-year delivery model so that it coincides with GCSEs. There is one unit that contains 8 content areas for health and social care, and the specification includes the indicative content and teaching guidance that will help support your delivery. Formative assessment can help you track your learner's progress throughout the learner journey of studying this qualification. Keeping a record of each formative assessment result will allow you to monitor your learner's ongoing progress, predict a final grade, and identify if any or further support interventions are required. There are various sources of data for performance indicators, such as performance at Key Stage 3, end of topic tests, homework and independent tasks, discussions with learners to assess their depth and breadth of knowledge of the subject content, engagement and outcomes of practical tasks, using the NEA practical assessment criteria, teacher observations and mock assessments. There are also other resources that you can use to indicate performance, such as progress checks in the teaching materials, sample assessment materials using the EA mark schemes, and the NEA mark ranges and descriptors. It is also worth noting that the range of marks in the mark scheme could also be a performance indicator. So, for example, in the NEA mark scheme as a guide, 7 to 12 marks could be a distinction or a strong level 2 merit, 4 to 6 marks could be a merit or a strong level 2 pass, and within the 0 to 3 marks, this could be the level 1 range. Another useful way to track your learner progress and predict overall grades is to use the overall grading descriptors within the specification. Our Prepare to Teach, as well as other useful bite-sized sessions, are available in the V Cert playlist on our YouTube channel to further support your formative assessment of your learners towards successful achievement of this qualification. In our Prepare to Teach session, we do go into a little bit more detail about formative assessment, and on the screen now you can see a range of methods. Just take a few moments to consider which ones you use, whether you use a wide range of activities, do your learners get assessment fatigue, and thinking more broadly, could you develop your practice to make things easier for you and better for your learners? I do know that I have my favourite methods as a teacher, but I also am mindful that all learners are different and respond differently. So making things fun, diversifying the approaches and reviewing the impact and success of my approach is also really important.
There will now be more detail about the non-exam assessment, including the sample material that is also available. The NEA is a practical project that your learners undertake under controlled and supervised conditions. It has a set number of tasks that are to be completed in 13 hours plus 2 hours preparation and research time. The NEA is externally set by NCFE, and there will be only one attempt at the NEA per session, so there is no resubmission opportunity. For health and social care, the NEA is 50% of the technical award and has a total of 84 marks. A different NEA brief will be released every September, and it will target the assessment objectives AO1, AO2, AO3, AO4, and AO5. This slide shows a summary of the NEA tasks for the health and social care, including the marks to be awarded for each section. The key point to note here is that when you are considering the learner journey and the sequence in the curriculum, the content areas are to be continually linked to the NEA and the tasks. It is also worth considering how your learner journey also links to the external assessment too. The NEA will be electronically available on the 1st of September and should be completed in the year of certification. There is a subject-specific tutor guidance document that has been produced in order to support the delivery of the NEA and includes the regulations. All teaching must be complete prior to accessing the assessment, and the learner must be booked onto the NEA associated with the year of completion. Prior to commencing the formal set hours of the NEA time, learners should be allocated 2 hours of preparation and research time. During this time, learners may have access to the project brief, but they may not have access to the NEA tasks. This 2-hour time period is an entirely open book where learners can access their teaching and learning materials, textbooks, internet, and other published materials. From this, they should develop a research support pack, which can be used as their source of information when completing the NEA. The research pack should be no more than 4 sides of A4 in font size 12, and this can be handwritten or electronic. Some tasks within the NEA permit the use of internet access to support the completion of the task. There is a useful table in section 8 that will show you if use of the internet is permitted and if the internet browsing history is required. Learners can rework their evidence at any point during the supervised sessions, but supervisors must not give any feedback to the learner on how a task or an area can be improved. Learners' work must not be assessed, marked, or internally quality assured during supervised sessions. Centres must use the descriptors and marking guidance provided by NCFE to assess the learner's work. Learner evidence is internally quality assured and the final marks submitted to the portal for moderation by the 30th of April each year. Learners will have one opportunity to sit the NEA in each session. Centres will be provided with training opportunities for how to administer and assess the NEA. They will provide valuable information to help you understand our mark schemes, supporting you to run your own standardization session prior to the assessment window opening. These events are a great opportunity to expand your knowledge and understanding of the V Cert Technical Award and are suitable for assessors and the IQAs delivering of these qualifications. Attendance to these sessions will also be checked as part of your annual monitoring review, or AMR. The V Cert administration training can be found on our website on the Preparing for Moderation. It consists of a series of videos supporting you through the administrative requirements associated with moderation, including accessing and uploading assessment materials and submitting marks. The Prepare to Assess training will help develop your understanding of the grading criteria when assessing your learners' responses to the internally assessed units, and it will provide valuable information to help you understand our mark scheme. From September 2024, there will be internal standardization training made available. The continuous professional development package is designed to bring your teams together to align assessment decisions and expectations for the external moderation components of the V Cert qualification. There are sample assessment materials available for the NEA, and these are for you to use as practice projects, and you can fit these in whenever works best for you, be the summer of year 10, January year 11, whenever you feel it will be most beneficial for your learners. Sample assessment materials, including mark schemes, will be available for you to access on the NCFE website on the V Cert page. NEA example responses are available to download in the assessment materials section of the qualification page on our website. They will not be differentiated by level for the new V Certs, as these are not determined until the marks are combined for the EA and the NEA and the overall marks are added together. This is a Band 2 NEA response example. And this is a top Band 4 NEA response example, and you can access the NEA response examples in the assessment materials section of each subject-specific qualification page.
There will be now more detail about the examined assessment, including the sample assessment materials that are also available. To summarise, the examined assessment, or the EA, is 50% of the technical award for health and social care. It is a written exam that is externally set by NCFE. Learners have 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete it, and it is graded out of 80 marks. There is a mixture of multiple choice, short answer, and extended response questions, and it targets assessment objectives AO1, AO2, and AO3. The examination date is May-June every year, and there is only one attempt at the exam, and booking for the EA is upon registration. Please do refer to the external assessment timetable on our website for the confirmation of the exact exam dates, which will be published a year in advance of the actual external assessment. Surpass is our online assessment system that allows centres to deliver external assessments securely on screen. The technical requirements that must be met to run the online assessment system are outlined in our technical specification document. You need to complete the registration form, and a member of the relevant team will contact you. Once you're approved, then there are various support guides aimed at supporting members of staff involved with the different stages of the assessment process. And for more information and support, do visit our website and our YouTube channel. There are 3 main types of questions on the external assessment, and where possible, they have been set within the context of the subject with real-world case studies. The first type of question is multiple choice, and these are usually worth around 1 mark. Multiple choice questions cover assessment objective 1. The second type of question is short answer, and these are usually around 2 to 4 marks. And the third type of question is the extended response questions, and these are usually worth around 6 marks or more. To support effective teaching and learning, the table in the tutor guidance document provides centres with the command word taxonomy used for the external assessment. It illustrates the range of command word associated assessment objectives and their intended use. It is intended to support centres when creating assessment tools, but please do note that these cover the full range of the Level 1-2 technical award qualifications, and some may be more appropriate for certain subject areas. Again, you'll find this document in the support materials section of the qualification page on our website. As with the NEA, there are also sample assessment materials available for the EA, and again, these are for you to use as mocks, and you can fit these in whenever it works best for you. The sample assessment materials, including the mark schemes, are available for you to access on the NCFE website on the V Cert page.
The next slides will provide a brief overview of the quality assurance process and then provide some information in relation to moderation. The assessor will assess the mark and mark all learner evidence for the NEA in line with the mark schemes provided by NCFE. The assessor will also complete the learner feedback form, which is available in your assessment pack and will be released with the NEA brief on the 1st of September. As the NEA is moderated, the centre's IQA efforts need to be focused on upfront standardization. Centres need apply their own IQA policy or process based on the outcome of standardization activities they complete to satisfy their own internal quality assurance. Standardization will ensure assessors' judgments are in line with the qualification specification and grading criteria. In line with the JCQ guidance, centres should inform learners of their centre-assessed marks before marks are submitted to NCFE to allow for internal centres appeals. Centres should make it clear to learners that any centre-assessed marks are subject to change through the moderation process. Once the centre has submitted the marks to the portal, learners will then be selected for sampling and the evidence will be reviewed by a moderator. Moderation will take place remotely and feedback will be provided on results day in a final moderation report accessed on the portal. For more information and support, please refer to the Bitesize webinars on our YouTube channel. All centres will have active registrations, will have an annual monitoring review to review your policies and procedures. Your quality reviewer will contact you to suggest a date and time to conduct the AMR. No learner portfolios will be sampled during this review, and the quality reviewer will not provide any subject-specific guidance. For further support, visit our AMR page on our website and view the user guide for the annual monitoring report. If you have any queries about the quality assurance, please contact the external quality assurance team. Centres will submit learner evidence via the NCFE portal. To reduce the time taken to upload multiple files, it is advised that the files created are of manageable size whilst maintaining quality and fidelity. The maximum individual file size accepted by NCFE is 2 GB, and the maximum number of files that can be uploaded is 10. To assist with keeping the file size to the required level, we recommend that the recording quality is amended away from what may at times be default higher definition quality. If you do require more information and support, you can refer to the portal user guide on our website, our YouTube channel, and our customer support team. You will be asked to submit the marks for each learner on the portal, and we will use these marks to select learners to be sampled based on the JCQ sampling strategy. A sample will be requested based on stage 3. and you will be able to view learners selected for sampling on the portal. Learners selected for sampling will be visible on the portal the day after the window closes. Centres will be required to view the sampling plan on the portal and upload learner evidence for the sampled learners within 48 hours. Guidance on how to do this can be found in the portal user guide. During moderation, the moderator will assess the sample. Following the moderation process and the outcome of our quality checks, one of the following 3 marks will be applied to your cohort. The provider mark confirms that the centre mark has been accepted. A regress mark confirms that the regress mark has been accepted, and this is in line with the JCQ's tolerance of 6%. And the moderator mark confirms that the NCFE moderator mark has been accepted. You will receive a moderation report to explain the outcome of the moderation activity, along with areas performed well and areas for development. For further information and guidance, please do refer to the Preparing for Moderation review on our website. The next slides will give you details of the resources and support that is available to you and your centres. Visit ncfe.org.uk to find everything you need to know about onboarding, quality assurance, using the portal, moderation and assessment, certificates, training events, forms, support visits and much more. You'll also find a dedicated area to support the delivery of essential digital skills, functional skills, T-levels as well as V Certs, including curriculum support and assessment resources. If you're involved in the teaching assessment and quality assurance, these pages will be most useful. The V Cert page, delivery support, assessment support, customer and learner support, and preparing for quality assurance. I'll talk a little bit more in detail about each one over the next few slides. On our NCFE website within the V Cert page, you'll find information about why choose V Certs and the 14 to 16 schools brochure that contains information about Key Stage 4 vocational education and how to learn more about the V Cert qualification. They could also be used as option evenings to help learners make informed decisions about which qualifications to take and what the progression opportunities are and the career prospects. You will also find the link to each subject-specific page, which contains information such as a specification, sample assessment materials, and teaching materials. We also have our Parent Supporter and Pupil V Cert Information Hub, where the resources are aimed to help parents and learners make informed decisions around the V Certs, including a parent guide, what learners think about V Cert, and subject guides. On both pages, you can also use the Get in Touch function, where you can request more information on subjects you're interested in. There is also the opportunity to tick the marketing communication box to receive updates on our qualifications, events, and news relevant to you via email, on the phone, or through our social channels. You can use our Search Our Qualifications function by adding your subject area or qualification code, or you can select V Certs in the featured box. Always ensure you're on the correct page by checking the qualification accreditation number. You can also use Find a Centre function to explore outside of the classroom learning opportunities, as well as network with other teachers. This is the page for the health and social care. If you scroll down, you will see some brief information about the qualification, including the career opportunities and the performance table details. And if you scroll further down, you will see the Support Materials tab, where you'll find the qualification specification and the tutor guidance document. In the Assessment Materials tab, you will find the sample assessment materials that are available for the NEA and the EA. Lastly, the teaching materials will also be available to download here too. If you don't have a login, it will usually be your exams officer who can help, and you can also refer to the portal user guide on our website for further support. There are classroom packs containing ready-to-go teaching and learning materials with everything you need to deliver the V Cert effectively. The classroom packs will be digital and editable format, and these will be free to download. There will be schemes of work which completely outline entire units of work based on 1-hour lessons for each content area. You will have complete PowerPoint presentations covering the teacher content from the specification and includes teaching activities that could be used with your learners. There will be comprehensive workbooks to complement to the scheme of work, which will contain classroom-based activities, learning roundups to recap and assess learning, as well as independent study tasks that can be used as homework or flipped learning opportunities, whatever you decide. As with all learning resources, it is best to use them and adjust them to suit your learners. Using actual assessment material is a good way to make revision effective. And as we've already mentioned, there is also a sample assessment material that is available for the EA and the NEA for you to access on the website. On our website, you'll find everything you need to support with assessment. In the Access Arrangements and Reasonable Adjustments section, you'll find our information about paper modifications and the way that fair assessment can be achieved and the associated policies. In Special Considerations, you'll find the Special Considerations policy, the definition of timescales, and how to submit a request for an external and internal assessment. Before booking an external assessment, please refer to our external assessment timetable for booking cut-off dates, assessment dates and times and results release dates. For our V Cert qualifications, you are required to make a booking for an external assessment at the time of registration. You will be prompted to select an external assessment date before completing the registration in the portal. For the external assessment, there is a document called the Regulation for Conduct for External Assessment. For the internal non-exam assessment, there is a tutor guidance document which includes details about administering each NEA task and the NEA regulations. There will also be a qualification specification instructions for delivery document or QSID, and this gives specific information for the different qualifications, for example, if the assessment needs to be invigilated or supervised.
So in relation to resources and support that are available to you to support you in your delivery, we do have a V Cert frequently asked questions section on our website where you can use the categories to find the relevant answers to your questions. And if you have a question that isn't covered, you can always use our live chat feature or contact our customer support team using the contact details on this slide. On the V Cert's delivery support page, you'll see that we offer a range of delivery support events for V Cert, such as preparing to teach and standardization events. There is also a V Cert playlist on our YouTube channel, and there are numerous webinars, CPD sessions and training events which can be accessed on demand. Other support that is available includes our external quality assurance team, who can be contacted in relation to anything about quality assurance. And lastly, our wonderful customer support team who can help and support with first-line inquiries, registration queries and bookings on the portal. The provider development team supports staff to ensure that you're prepared to teach the qualification and are clear on the requirements for the delivery and assessment of the qualification. We can provide tailored interventions to meet individual needs of the centre, as well as offering a range of other services such as monthly webinars, training sessions and workshops, as well as consultations if required. And if you have any other questions or require further support, you can contact us directly at provider.development@ncfe.org.uk, and your question or query will be directed to a subject specialist within the team, or you can request a support call via our website. That is the end of the webinar. We do hope that you found it useful. And if you would like to help us make any future improvements and/or changes to the service and support that we provide, please do let us know, again at provider.development@ncfe.org.uk. Thanks for listening, and on behalf of everyone here at NCFE, we wish you a continued successful year.